Yo, listen up.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. One day I'll come up with a more unique intro than that, but today's not going to be that day. Today I wanted to talk about something that I really love that I really haven't talked that much about on my channel, and that is Unus Annus. Unus Annus. Unus Annus. So I'm kind of just gonna go on this rant. I don't really have much planned out. But I've really wanted to make a video about Unus Annus for the longest time. Now that there's only a month left, and I'm going to cry so hard when it ends, and that's not even a joke. I'm going to be a devastated, broken mess. I figured now's probably the best time to do it, because it would be kind of weird to do it after it ends. I am going to be using some clips of Unus Annus videos. From what I know, they're okay with that, just using some clips. But on the extremely off chance that someone associated with the channel sees this, if someone wants me to take this down, I will totally take it down. So all that out of the way, I'm going to explain what Unus Annus is. So Unus Annus is a YouTube channel. It's a collaborative channel between Mark Fishbach, Markiplier, and Ethan Nestor, Crank Gameplays. So basically they came up with this idea that they wanted to have a YouTube channel that they upload every day for a year, and then it's gone. Just the entire channel is deleted. Everything's gone except for the merch and the memories.
And all we'll have is the memories that we make along the way.
And the merch.
The real Unus was the Honest that we made along the way. So it's basically a self-destructing channel. Now, I had never been like a big Markiplier person. I really liked Heist with Markiplier. I really liked Date with Markiplier. Like, I've never disliked Mark, but I've never been like super in love with his content. But I randomly stumbled upon the Markiplier Makes series because YouTube recommended it to me for some reason. And I really liked that series, and I especially liked Ethan, Crank Gameplays. And so that's kind of what really got me into Markiplier, is Crank Gameplays. So within like 2 days, I had binged the entirety of the Markiplier Makes series. And it's a really good series that has Mark and Ethan and Tyler Scheid. And so on my recommended, it kept telling me to watch these videos that had Mark and Ethan together. And then I saw their very first video, which essentially was a channel trailer for Unus Annus, kind of explaining the idea behind it. So I saw that one video and I was like, oh, this might be a cool thing to like check up on every once in a while. And I knew they were uploading every day for a year. So I was like, I'll come back tomorrow and see what they have. And their first video that was not a channel trailer, I really feel like kind of set the tone for what the rest of the channel was going to be. It was cooking with sex toys.
We have a whisk.
Absolutely hilarious, and I loved it. I didn't start off like obsessing and watching every day. I would probably watch like once a week, and I would just catch up on all the videos unintentionally. I would just start one and I wouldn't stop until I was done. Something that I really love about that channel is they do so much. Like, their videos are so different from each other. They'll do like skits. They'll do educational stuff. They'll learn a new skill or a new hobby. And all their videos are comedic, but they all have a particular point to them. Now, there definitely are like fluff videos where it seemed like they couldn't really come up with something, so they just did something, but it still works. And there was even a video where they kind of admitted that there are some videos that it's just they couldn't think of anything else, so they did that. I really like how varied their content is. Their chemistry together, you don't see that often with a lot of YouTubers. Like, their chemistry is just fantastic. They're very fun to watch on screen together. Another thing that makes Unus Annus just so fantastic is the community. I did not expect for there to be like a community born out of this. I kind of expected it to just be a weird, random YouTube channel that I watch occasionally, and that's it. On Twitter, on Reddit, I'm sure on Tumblr and Facebook as well, there is a whole community. I know that there are subreddits for pretty much every popular YouTuber, and I've been on several of them, but none of them feel like the Unus Annus community. You know, when you go onto the Unus Annus subreddit, it feels like just a family. And you all, like, basically have this secret language. The secret language I'm talking about, of course, is the tons of inside jokes that they have with their audience. Most of their videos are planned out, but they kind of plan the idea of what the video is going to be, and they just do that. So they don't really, I mean, it's not like their videos are all scripted. It's just them doing whatever their video was going to be. The hefty majority of the inside jokes on their channel just came from them just being themselves, and those jokes stuck. One inside joke that I really like, that I think is going to be a big part of the finale of the last video, is pretty much anytime Ethan tries to touch Mark, Mark says, "Don't touch me."
Don't touch me! Do not touch me!
Don't touch me.
Which doesn't really seem like anything funny, like saying it out loud, but it's just part of their interaction and their chemistry with each other that makes them so fun to watch. It kind of has the vibe of, like, Mark is the older brother who doesn't really want to be doing this, but he's doing it anyway, and Ethan is the excited younger brother who's so excited to be there and so happy. And it just kind of gives them this interesting, like, friendly, but at the same time not, but it's a bit, chemistry. And there's tons and tons of inside jokes that I could talk about. I think the biggest one being EEF. Ethan Nestor, he has gotten a new name from Unus Annus. A huge chunk of his fan base, not just the Unus Annus fan base, but the particularly Crank Gameplays fan base, now calls him EEF because of an Unus Annus video.
Mouse, big ears,
We're gonna...
EEF.
And there have been memes born of Unus Annus, and you've probably seen them and not realized who it is. That picture of the dude with the tiny hands being like, "Oh my God," that was from an Unus Annus video. There's also a couple of inside jokes that lasted throughout several videos, but kind of died out. Like, there's this joke that Ethan is in love with Joanne of Joanne's Fabrics. At one point, Del Monte corn was a big part of Unus Annus. That was, like, such a big joke in that community, was Del Monte corn. There have also been characters kind of born out of Unus Annus. Recently we had the Gongoozler.
The Gongoozler's tail is a mighty red.
But we've also had Caveman Mark, aka He Who.
Those who live in fear of him call him by another name. He Who.
And the Melon Man.
The Melon Man.
Which is one of my favorite parts of Unus Annus, like, period, is the Melon Man. And there was also Norman Oswald.
Yo, so I just said Norman Oswald. The actual name was Norbert Moses, but I said Norman Oswald. That's my best friend's YouTube channel that he doesn't use very much. So, go check it out, I guess.
Maybe a chair for loving with your sweet baby girl. Oh yeah, I'm single.
But, yeah, the name is Norbert Moses.
Which is basically a mashup of their two faces. And, like, what a fine dude, you know? One thing they do that I don't appreciate watching because it makes me sad is the occasional reminders. They'll make a video with a really interesting title. It'll basically be them talking about this channel's gonna die, we're all gonna die.
Did you forget about us?
Did you forget why we're here?
Over 3 months.
Over 100 videos.
So many memories.
So little time.
And it sounds really dark, but kind of the whole premise behind this channel, according to them, was to make the point that, yes, everything's going to come to an end, but why don't we enjoy it while we have it? And I know that there are probably people archiving, and I have the ability to archive and save all of the videos. And as much as I really want to, I'm not going to, and it sucks. But the occasional reminders that the channel's going to come to an end kind of contributes to this, just, even though it's a funny channel, this overall, like, spooky, like something's looming over you feeling that the channel has. And I think that this year was the perfect year for this. It was a great year for Unus Annus. Now, I'm not saying that what has happened this year has been a good thing. I've already made a video about how the pandemic has changed media, mainly in the form of talk shows, and I'm actually working on another one that kind of talks about how it's affected political commentary. It was really interesting to see how they dealt with quarantine, still being able to make content. They did for a few months Quarantanus, which was them at their own desks, their own computers. Quarantanus just kind of worked. I hated to see it, that they weren't going to be making videos like together in person, because they had some like really fantastic ideas. And so I was kind of sad that they wouldn't be able to, you know, go out and like experience those weird things anymore. But they somehow found a way to make it entertaining while they're just sitting at their desk talking to each other. And that's how the whole EEF thing came to be, because of a video where Ethan learned how to read.
I just want to learn how to read.
And speaking of learning how to read, let's talk about the songs. Now, I think that the first time that they got musical was when they did their cover of Sound of Silence, and that was great. Like, I loved hearing them sing together. I know Mark's a good singer. He's got his own song out, and Ethan's got his own song out, and like actual serious songs. It was just really nice to see them actually performing together. One of the most popular Unus Annus moments that comes up very frequently in the videos is the disclaimer song. They were doing something and they needed to say, "Don't do this at home," and then Ethan just started singing.
Hey now, don't try it.
Mark was like,
Is that the disclaimer song?
and so Ethan just busted out into a song, and the editors made that into a song.
Here's the bridge, go. Don't try it. Don't do the thing that we're about to do.
In the Hooked on Phonics video, he sang a song called I Just Want to Learn How to Read.
I want to know how to read. I want to know how to read.
They did the Disclaim of Italy.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The disclaim of Italy.
They did a song about cheese.
The sweet, sweet cheese is grasping, taking, defeating me.
They've done a few like guest spots. Jacksepticeye has been in, I think, 3 videos. They had James Charles in one that was running a military obstacle course. Mark's personal trainer ended up becoming a pretty popular YouTuber from Unus Annus, and he's been in several videos. His name's Alex Tima. You know, there's several people that they've brought on and kind of promoted their channel or business. There was Dixie DeVille, who taught them, I believe, how to walk on glass, eat fire, and do aerial leer, I think it's called. And that's the one where Mark broke his nose. And this is something else I brought up in my video about how quarantine changed late night. And that's interaction with the people operating the cameras. Usually there's 1 or 2 people operating the cameras, usually 2 at this point. And it's their friend Evan and Mark's girlfriend Amy. And not so much with Evan, but a lot with Amy. There's a lot of interaction between Mark and Ethan and Amy, who's holding the camera. It really does add a lot. Like, Amy feels like a huge part of Unus Annus now, and I love that. 3 things that we as a community, and the Unus Annus community, have learned to accept. Unus Annus is...
We have more sex toys!
He approached Ethan's crotchal region.
sometimes porn.
This is a porn!
The boys really like to consume their own urine.
I'm holding a cup of my own pee. There we go, I've committed.
It didn't seem as yellow as last time.
No.
And we are absolutely 100% positively a cult.
Mark said he could be a cult leader, but he and Ethan are already leaders of one. Dad, I think I've joined a cult, Unus Annus.
I feel like just hearing the stuff I'm talking about out of context, it probably makes no sense. But Unus Annus, it's one of the very few things that has kept me going this year, and it's kept my head up, and it's kept me looking forward to every day. By the time this video is out, there's less than a month left. And really, all I have to say after this huge long rant is you guys should really check out the channel. It's nonsense, it's educational, it's literally everything, and it's going to be awful seeing it go. And I do want to bring up one last point. One of my main influences in how I edit things and how I'm trying to learn how to edit things is Mark's editor Lixian, who's also edited several Unus Annus videos. But the editing in the Unus Annus videos, whether it's Lixian or anyone else editing those videos, it's always just fantastic. And so Unus Annus not only has like helped me get through days and look forward to stuff, but it's greatly inspired me. Anyways, there's my rant about Unus Annus. That's all I got for you today. I really appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. And last time I checked, about 60% of you weren't subscribed, so if you could just press that pretty red button, that would help me out super much. Please subscribe or I will cry. Okay, bye!